I'm going to share with you today the one key to traveling and growing your business at the same time. Doing both of these things, having all of the freedom, the ease, the simplicity, and also seeing the tangible growth at the same time and seeing the money go up, seeing the income go up, seeing the sales go up, seeing the programs fill out and all of those things, and doing both of these things at the same time. So for context, I have been traveling with my business for over 2 years now. I've been doing this while my business has been seeing huge growth at the same time. I've been exploring Europe, I've been exploring Asia, I've been, to getting on a plane every week at some point throughout this time as well, and working abroad for months at a time, and still seeing huge growth in my income and in my business and just the clients I'm taking on at the same time as well. So I really want to share the perspective on the one thing which I think has helped me to do all of this at the same time, because I think often we feel like we're choosing between one or the other of we can either really enjoy things, take it easier, have all the freedom, or we can kind of go big and we can have all that ambition and we can achieve all these goals. But I truly believe that you can have both at the same time. And I think it's all come down to one thing for me. And that is what I would call strategic simplicity, meaning I am so intentional with just where my time is going from a simplicity perspective of I'm not making things complicated. I'm making things so stupidly easy for myself. And also from a strategic perspective of I'm really focused where my time is going as well. I'm very strategic. I know what is actually going to get me results and I just do those things. It's quite simple, really. So that is the concept which I think has really led to me being able to do both of these things at the same time. And I think often what makes this so complicated for people and why they, struggle to do this is because as business owners, just fundamentally, there are so many things that we could do to grow. If I was to ask you right now, okay, if you wanted to double your income in the next 6 months, what could you do to grow? You can probably list out 50 different things that you could possibly try that could lead to 1% growth for you, sure. And, there's some areas we can focus on that if we do actually have the time and if we want to give ourselves the time for that, if we have all day to work on our businesses, we'll sometimes just try and do them all and we'll try and fit in all of these things because they could help us grow. So we'd be almost turning down money if we weren't focusing on all of these things. But actually, I've been able to see this really big growth while working significantly less hours as well by just simplifying where my focus is going and getting more strategic with what I'm doing. So figuring out of all the things that I could do, what should I actually be doing? What are the actual areas that I should be focusing on? What is actually going to be the money maker in the business? What is actually going to bring in the sales? What is actually going to get that launch, fully sold out, for example, and actually just getting more strategic in that area. And this really started with just figuring out what I actually needed to do to grow, not what I thought I could do, not what might help me to grow, not what might get me more clients and more sales, but what actually will get me these results. And this is something which is so important for you to actually figure out. So if you're really wanting to travel and have the big income growth months at the same time, then actually focusing on what do you really need to do to grow? What are the really important pieces? What are the foundational parts of your business? And only focusing on these is going to be the key for you. This is also at the same time as well just kept my business really streamlined, which gives me obviously all of the time and spaciousness to travel in the first place, because it means that my business is able to run on 10 hours a week if I want it to. I can do that completely fine. I'm not missing anything. My clients are getting still the same service and can't even notice any difference. It's just really easy to do that because I've streamlined everything so much. So that would be the biggest thing I would say. If you are wanting to travel and wanting to have the high income months at the same time, actually focusing on just strategic simplicity. How can you make things more strategic and also simplify things as well for yourself at the same time? So you can have this real spaciousness, you can have all of this freedom, and you can also get really big results at the same time. That is really the one key to having both of those things at the same time. If you found this perspective helpful, make sure you give this video a like and make sure you subscribe as well so you do not miss the daily videos I'm putting out at the moment. And on that note, I will see you in the next one tomorrow.